So please excuse me if this video is all over the place because right now I am reading straight out of my notebook. So I'm sorry that I've been kind of MIA for a while. Things have just been kind of strange lately, and I know that it's the same for everybody. This year has just really taken us for a loop. But I have been dealing with just some really bad negative emotions. I've been back in therapy and going through all of that, and that has, as everybody knows, getting back into therapy, it starts out very rough, and then it gets better. Life has just been completely changing for all of us, and sometimes it's just nice to take a little break, focus on the things that are really important in your life, like your close relationships and your family. Deal with those things first and then move on to the other things. So today I wanted to talk about dealing with change, whether that is negative change, positive change, if you want to change your life, or if you really have no other choice and you are dealing with change right now under different circumstances that you have absolutely no control over. So please excuse me if this video is all over the place because right now I am reading straight out of my notebook. I don't have a lot of what I want to talk about written down today, only a few points, so it might be all over the place, so we will see. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is getting back on track. So we have been in a time where our routines are just completely different, completely changed. Some people might even not really have a routine at this moment. It's just a crazy time. If you've fallen off track with any of your goals, whether that's work related, whether that's family related, or something that you just some self-care that you want to do, or even when it comes to being on a tight schedule and having your schedule work exactly around something. For me, I know that if my schedule is not if there's not something happening within 30-minute increments, I am losing my mind. I cannot just sit still and wait for the next thing to happen. I have to know when everything's happening. I have to mentally prepare for everything. I don't know, it's just, I will lose my mind if I do not have a schedule. So the first thing that I started doing again is I got a planner. So I had looked back through my old planner, and from, I want to say January, I had not written in my planner maybe once or twice. And it amazed me because I can go back through my old planner and the days are completely filled to where I was writing into the next day if there was even space for that. I had the whole thing filled up, all the notes section, everything. There were sticky notes in there, all kinds of stuff. And I felt like when I lost that, sense of organization, planning out my day, and just getting all those things out on paper, it really started to clutter up my mind and clutter up my thoughts in a way. Before, when I started my health journey, I would write down everything that I was going to do, whether that be my workout, my meals, everything, the exact date and time of when I would get up, when I would go to the gym, whenever I would go to work, when I would go on my walk, whenever I would do anything. And this was because at the time my schedule was so hectic and so crazy. But it gave me a peace of mind because I was able to write down my whole day, plan it out, and not have to worry about, will I have enough time to finish this assignment? Will I have enough time to finish this errand? Will I have enough time to finish this much work? Everything was planned out for me and it was great. And when I stopped doing that, I was in this constant headspace of when, how, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it to this. I'm not going to be able to do this. I am losing my mind. Like I felt like I was, losing my mind because I didn't have anything planned out and I didn't know what was going on, when it was going on. And for a lot of people don't care about that. But for myself, I will go crazy if I do not have an idea of what the next 30 minutes of my day will look like. So for me, I just got a small planner. It was a smaller planner than I was expecting it to be. I got this one off of Amazon. And the days are pretty small, so I'll go to next week. So I like that at the beginning right here, you can plan out 3 things that you want to do for the week, and then it goes along monthly. It has the sections are pretty decent size for the day, and then I like that it has a little quote on top. But at the top, what I've been doing is writing out our workouts that we're going to do, and then another thing that I have been doing a lot is, for instance, so I talked about my eating and how that has been going, and how I've been eating a lot at night, and I just really can't seem to get control over the urges to binge eat at night and the want to eat at night. So right here, if I do snack, I write it down in my journal. And I have also kind of been tracking my meals lately just to get back on track. I'll talk about that later. But this keeps me accountable for what I'm doing, and it shows me, you know, if I am starting to get into the routine and the habit of eating later at night. And then I also do like big things, like if I've been having like a big change in my body, I write these things down. And I'm talking about this now because these are things that I really wish I would have done before, because they're things that have started and then have progressively gotten worse. And when I go to my doctor and he asks me exactly when I started, I'm like, I don't know, like maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year, somewhere in between then. I can't tell you. And it's really hard for them to kind of pinpoint what was going on in my life at that time, if it was stress related, if it could have been hormones, or what it could have been. So I am very intuitive with my body. I write down everything that's going on that I feel like could be related to something that my doctor is trying to figure out, or anything like that, if that makes sense. And then of course, you know, I just write down what assignments I need to do, what errands we need to get done, and appointments and all of that. And just having this is such a lifesaver, because I don't feel so lost and I don't feel so anxious all the time about what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it, what, you know, or even, oh my gosh, there's a big cricket outside of the window. Anyways, what was I saying? But I love having this because it helps me not be so neurotic throughout the day about my schedule. So, oh, that was smart. I just closed it when I need to read that. My next plan for getting back on track is figuring out why I want to do this. So in my last post and my blog and my video, I talked about finding your why. And this is finding the purpose or the reason behind the reason. So for instance, if you want to lose weight, then, you know, it's not because you just want to lose weight. You want to feel better in your clothes, or you want to feel more confident. Well, there has to be a reason pushing you to want to feel more confident and wanting to feel better in your clothes. Is it because you feel like people are judging you? Or is that because, you know, maybe your friends or even your significant other is making comments? And if that is true, that is not okay. But if they are making comments about you, you know, you could be feeling uncomfortable in your clothes. Or maybe there's a reason that you want to fit into that small size. Again, you know, maybe there's some sentimental value to those clothes that you want to wear. But between all of those, there's a reason to why you have that goal that you have in it. is a reason that goes down further than just a goal, if that makes sense. It reaches a very emotional and personal level that you might not want to be telling other people. So for instance, if it is your spouse being mean and talking about you in ways that you don't like, maybe that makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, and you beat yourself up. And to make yourself feel worthy enough, you have to lose all of this weight. And I know that this is super deep, but these are reasons that people don't see. And there could be, more things behind it, more things that need to be changed to be able to see your true reasoning behind this goal. It's really hard to explain, especially right now. Like I said, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. I don't really have anything written down. But for instance, my goal right now is to just get back into the gym and to treat my body right. And I, have this weight set, but even whenever I was losing weight before, I never felt happy enough. I never felt like I was losing enough weight. And I've talked about this, how it got me into a lot of trouble. And I really started to focus more on losing the weight than I did about taking care of my body. So my goal this time is just doing what's right for my body and taking care of my body. Since this quarantine has started, I've been really trying to do home workouts and all of that, but it's not anything compared to going to the gym. And now, thank goodness, we have the gym open again and we're able to go back. And that in itself has already been a huge, huge, huge help to my mental health and to my body and everything, getting back into lifting and even just, slamming medicine balls around and all of that stuff. But I just want to be better at taking care of my body, because ever since this has started, we have moved and we've been around family more. And, when you're around family, especially if you have been away from them for a while, you're usually around them to celebrate and stuff like that. And so you tend to overeat and you tend to eat foods that aren't the best for you, and you indulge and enjoy yourself. And I've kind of let the indulgences and the overeating get a little out of control. And I have gained some weight, and technically I have not gained weight on this scale, but I had lost some muscle mass because, I wasn't lifting as heavy as I was before, and my workouts weren't near as intense as they were before. So I had lost some muscle mass, and I had also gained some fat because, I was indulging and I was eating more comfort foods, and I would catch myself overeating for every meal and eating like every hour of the day and snacking just because we were in a place, that we felt so comfortable, and it was more routine and habit to do it around family than anything else. And it has really pushed me back from where I'm happy with myself, and it just I beat myself up a lot because, I have fallen off of that routine and I have gained weight because of it. I have just created these really bad habits, and I'm just not happy with myself at all. I'm not happy with how I've let myself get all around, and I'm not happy with the way that I feel mentally. I know that a lot of people say that this isn't healthy, but if I'm not in control of my meal schedule and strict with my meal schedule and my workout schedule and all of these, I feel like my whole life is falling apart. And we all have those things that kind of keep us sane in a way, or, help us have a little more leverage on life. We all have something that we are in control of that kind of helps us alleviate the need for control through everything else in our lives. So when we lose control of what we have control over, it kind of sets us into this downhill slope and this snowball effect, and it really just puts us in a deep depression and a dark part of our lives that we feel like we just can't get a handle on, and we just start to lose our want to do anything. We start to lose any of that passion or anything that is there, and we just kind of turn into this blob. And I feel like lately I've just been a total blob, and I don't like it. And so that is my reason, that is my goal, is because I'm tired of feeling like a blob, and I'm tired of beating myself up all the time and just repeating these bad habits, bad patterns that just don't make my body feel good, don't make my mind feel good, and just are making me feel like I'm not good enough. And with this, of course, comes the mental health aspect. Like I said before, I am seeing my therapist again, and I have really been taking my classes seriously. So right now I'm working on a business degree, and so I'm taking, communications classes and all of that. And I'm really putting my all into these classes, taking as much as I can out of these classes, not just for the class itself, but for my personal experience. And first of all, it has really helped me get through the classes and do the homework, do the assignments, but it has also really helped me in my personal life understand myself a lot more and understand those around me. Of course, with the stress, comes lots of problems in life, problems with family, problems with your relationships and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about problems like falling apart or breakups or anything like that. I'm talking about arguments and disagreements and stuff that just come up way too often when you're not happy with yourself and where you're not comfortable with yourself. And so it's really helping me kind of understand why these things are happening and helping me understand how to get through them and be a better person in these situations instead of just defending myself or, lashing back because I feel like people are attacking me or disagreeing with me or whatever. So all around, I've just really been taking all of these experiences and what I'm doing now and just trying to use them to make me a better person. And lastly is my spirituality. I have really, really, really been struggling with my spirituality. Like I said in my blog post, I feel like my relationship with God just isn't there. And this is something that it bothers me and it hurts. And I know it's something that I need to work on. I don't know, I've been having a really hard time with it. And so I've been really trying to work on that a lot more. I've been getting back into reading my Bible and trying to talk with God and meditating. That is one thing that I have made excuses to not do, and I feel like that is the biggest reason why I'm in the situation that I'm in, is because I haven't been meditating. I haven't been doing yoga. I just started journaling again, and I just lost those connections spiritually and emotionally. I just lost myself completely, and now doing those 3 things, I'm hoping that they can, get me back in check, get me back on my routine, and help me really figure out my relationship with God and what is going on in my body and the things that I need to change. So those are my biggest tips on creating change and dealing with change, is not having that mindset of I need to do this because, but having a reason as to why I want to do it or why the change is good for me and how I can deal with the change, whether that is how I'm transitioning through change that is kind of happening, whether I like it or not, or how I'm pushing to reach that change that I actually want in my life. The last thing I wanted to talk about is how you're viewing things. It's really easy to have a negative perspective and a negative mindset, and I know that this year I don't know what it is, but last year I had this mindset of, everything's great, everything's wonderful, there's a good purpose behind everything, and it helps me so much more than I can even put into words. It helped me get so much further in life. It built my relationships. It got me into the most amazing things, and somewhere along the way this year, it's like that mindset has just completely shifted into, this is against me, I hate this, I don't want to do this, and just a whole negative mindset and negative energy that I have put around myself that has really fed into the lives of others, and I can really see how it's hurt those around me, and I'm just not happy with this. And this also ties into why I want to make change, is because I feel like when I'm doing good to my body and I'm feeding my body good, doing, exercising and doing the things that I love, is when I have a better outlook on life, and I'm able to, see that positivity when I'm not beating myself up, or when I'm not asking, why is this happening? Why is this happening? What the heck is going on? Stuff like that. But just having a positive mindset and really trying to understand the good in things and understand why things are happening. I know it's really hard, especially if you're not used to that, or, if you really just want to feel negative about something and feel like you're right about why something's not good. It's so hard to pull yourself out of that. But I promise everything has a purpose and everything has a reason. And although you want to hurt and you want to be mad and you want to feel these negative emotions, it's just not worth it to see life through a negative perspective. So as hard as it is, really try to shift that perspective and just try to think as positive as you can, and I promise things will just fall into place. So with that being said, I definitely want to work on accountability, and I want to work on just trusting the process, trusting those around me, my body, everything, trusting that everything has a good purpose and everything will work itself out. And just having that accountability to know that I can get to where I want to be, and I can get to my goals. I can change what I want to change. So if you guys are struggling with this, come to me and I can find you help somehow, some way. But other than that, I would love to hear your guys' goals and what you guys are wanting to change also, or what changes you guys are going through. If you have any other questions, I'm leaving my email below. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a great day.